Okay, class. This is the part 2 of our lesson for the epithelial tissue. Again, class, part 2 na to. If hindi nyo pa po nakikita yung part 1, please do check first on part 1 before you go to this. Okay? Okay, class. Before we go on to this, tandaan lang natin ulit yung mga function ng epithelium natin. So, ano man ba yung mga limang function ng epithelium natin? Number 1 is covering or lining. Pangalawa is absorption. Pangatlo is secretion. Pang-apat ay sensory, and panglima ay contractile. Okay? So dito class, that functions is compressed into two types of our epithelium. Una is the covering and lining epithelia and the secretory epithelia. Again, for the covering and lining, as the name suggests, covers organs. So, kung ano man yung organ na yan, ikina-cover lang ng epithelium na yun. Then secretory gland class. More on ang pag-aaral natin sa part na to is more on the glands. Okay, because the secretory epithelia is the protective layer of your glands. Later we will tackle about glands and how they form. Okay. So for now, yan lang muna yung kailangan yung tandaan. There are two types of epithelium, covering and secretory epithelia. Okay, our first topic would be the cover epithelium. Sorry, hindi ko siya na-note doon sa pinakataas. This is the covering or lining epithelium. So, for the covering and lining epithelium, we have two classifications for that. Classification by shape and classification by layer. For the classification by shape, we have three major classifications. We have the squamous. Guys, hindi siya squamous ha. It's squamous. Okay. Squamous epithelium. We have the columnar and cuboidal. Squamous class is defined as flat, thin cells. So, mapapansin nyo class, the squamous epithelium are like mats or para siyang banig or kahit anong flat surface, kumot, ganyan. So, mapapansin nyo, ganun lang yung itsura ng, ng epithelium niya. More likely, wala siyang border. Okay. Wala siyang any border. Hindi nyo mapapansin na may border siya. Okay. Columnar, as the name suggests, columnar is tall-like. Okay. Tall-like columns, shape cells. Okay. Matatangkad sila. So, kung mapapansin nyo po sa susunod ng mga slides, class, drawings, matatangkad yung artist visualization sa kanila. Cuboidal, matataba, pero hindi sila ganon katangkad. Okay, so yung kanilang cell and width are somehow similar. May mga part kasi na matangkad nga, sobrang payat naman, that's columnar. May mga part naman na maliliit sila, pero wider sila. Okay, so that's cuboidal. Another classification is classification by layer. So, ito madaling tandaan. Kapag simple, isang layer lang. Okay, wala kayo ibang kailangan tandaan doon maliban sa isang layer lang siya. Then stratified class is stratified, it means hinahati sila into different layers. Okay, so stratified comes from the word strata, means layer. Okay, one example nito class is your skin. Epidermis of your skin. Kung natatandaan niyo pa po, the skin is divided into 5 layers or the epidermis of your skin. We have the stratum corneum, stratum basale, stratum lucidum, stratum granulosum, stratum basale. So, yun po yun. Mababalikan natin sila when we go to our skin or integumentary system. Ayan po yung epithelium classification by layer. We also have these specialized cells. Bakit ko sila tinawag na specialized cells? Guys, kung papansin nyo, wala pong specialized cells na nakalagay sa inyong book or classification by specialized cells. No. These are classified pa din as simple and stratified. However, these cells kasi, they have different appearance compared to the first three major shapes. Okay? So, transitional, it is a unique epithelium that allows distensions and protect hypertonic and potentially cytotoxic urine. So, class, no, ang tatandaan nyo lang dito, itong transitional is more on covering ng inyong mga urinary tract. Okay, yun lang yung kailangan nyo muna tandaan dito. Kaya siya tinatawag also na urothelium. Urothelium, urinary epithelium. Urothelium. Na another part is the pseudostratified columnar. So, ang kailangan nyo lang tandaan sa kanila is the term pseudostratified. Okay, i-highlight ko. Pseudostratified. Okay, yun lang po yung kailangan nyo tandaan sa kanya. Why? Pseudo means hindi. Stratified means layer. So, ibig sabihin po niyan, nagpapanggap na layered siya. Okay? So, yun yung mga kaibigan yun na nagpapanggap na aral sa subject, pero ang totoo, hindi pala sila aral. Ganun ho. Okay? So, paano yan? So, the stratified columnar, ganito po yan. So, ito yung basal lamina nyo. May mga columns na, may mga, ano siya, this is columnar class. So, sabihin matatangkad yung mga, ano nila. So, ayan po siya. Then, may something siya dito. Okay? Then, ito pa po yung another layer niya. Then, yung isa pa, ganyan. Yung iba naman sa kanila, ganito. Okay. So, yan class yung pseudo-stratified. So, hindi siya pantay-pantay. Okay? Kaya lang siya nagiging stratified kasi because of these special layers na napapansin natin, ay bakit stratified siya? 'Di ba? Unang layer ito. Pero kung papansin nyo class, ang tatangkad ng unang layer niya. Ito siya oh, 1. And then yung pangalawa, nandun din. Pero bakit itong sa isa, hindi umabot sa taas? So, kaya siya tinawag na pseudo-stratified because it is not, okay, considered as stratified. So, nagpapanggap na stratified because of these specialized compartments here. Mamaya malalaman niyo kung ano yung mga yan. Kasi tinawag na pseudo-stratified. Ngayon, paano natin i-name yung ating mga epithelium, no? Kasi next slide is our first kind of epithelium. So, paano natin siya i-name? We need to do the naming using layer plus shape plus the word epithelium. Ulit, layer plus shape plus the word epithelium. So, paano yun? First, we have simple, then plus either squamous, columnar, cuboidal, then epithelium. Next, stratified, either squamous, columnar, cuboidal, epithelium. Gets? Ulit. Layer plus shape, epithelium. LSE. LSE. Okay? LSE. Yun po yung naming nomenclature format of your epithelium. Okay. Following the naming nomenclature of your epithelium, we have this figure 4-12, the simple squamous epithelium. Yan guys ha, hindi po siya squamous, it's squamous. Okay. Simple squamous epithelium. So, here class is the artist visualization of your simple squamous epithelium. Kung papansin nyo po, this is your capillary sa ilalim, basement membrane, and epithelium. Class, sorry, no, please take note of the term lamina propria. Okay, so lamina propria is the term used for the connective tissue underlying the epithelial tissue. So again, class, 'di ba, nung kanina, ang topic natin, pag sinabing epithelium, 'di ba? Meron siyang basement membrane. So basement membrane is part of your epithelium. So yung lahat ng nasa baba nun, lahat underlying of your basement membrane is called the lamina propria. Okay, madalas yan class, ang mga lamina propria ay yung mga nasa organs. Organs of the digestive system, respiratory system, and your, if I'm not mistaken, your urinary system. Okay? Excretory system. Yon. So, ang tawag doon sa kanila is lamina propria. Okay? So, epithelium, basement membrane, lamina propria, and this capillaries. Okay? Yan po yung artist visualization ng inyong simple squamous epithelium. So, para maintindihan nyo that the simple squamous epithelium is a single layer, yan, single layer lang siya kung mapapansin nyo, of flat cells with a disc-shaped nuclei. Okay? So, tandaan natin, pag medyo flat yung mga nuclei, so siyempre flat yung cells mo, ang nuclei mo flat din. Hindi siya rounded, hindi siya masyadong, flat din sila. Okay? So, kung mapapansin nyo po dito sa A, okay, A is the thin loops, renal loops of Henle. Okay, so paano maintindihan to, class? The loops of Henle is part of your nephron. Okay? Yung nephron po natin, yan po yung basic unit of our kidney. So pag sinabi mo, ay ano yung kidney? Syempre, yun yung nag-determine ng ating ihi. No? So, itong mga to is the walls of your loop of Henle. Okay? So, itong sinasabi lang po dito that your loop of Henle, okay, that your loop of Henle, itong tubule na to, ang pinakalabas niya is squamous epithelium. Okay. So, ang mechanism kasi nito, class, may mga times na kailangan mong 'di ba, the the urine is produced based on the exchange of materials in your neighboring capillaries. For example, itong figure na to. So, from capillaries, lilipat yung mga hindi mo kailangan dito sa mga tubules na to. So, kunyari, hindi mo kailangan ng ammonia. Nasa capillary siya. Gagawin niya, ita-transport niya yung capillaries dito sa tubules na to. Yung ammonia pala. So, transfer ng capillaries yung ammonia dito sa mga tubules na to. Okay? So, dahil hindi mo kailangan ng ammonia, these tubules will flow the ammonia, okay, together with excess water, palabas ng katawan natin. Okay? That is why this tubule, this loop of Henle is pinakaano niya is the what? Is the simple squamous. Okay, simple squamous. Simple squamous. Okay? Next, we have this outer wall of the intestine. So, intestine, ito yung pinaka labas ng intestine, itong part na to. Ito naman po yung papasok niya. So again, class, before you go to check on the epithelium, hanapin nyo muna kung nasaan yung apical surface. Okay? So dito sa part na to, class, this is the apical surface of your epithelium, of your intestine. So ito yung epithelium, ito yung epithelium, ito yung apical surface. Kung makita nyo, yung maliliit na parang microvilli sa taas. Ayan po. Okay. So, ito, class, this is the underlying connective tissue. So, ibang ano na to, ibang part na to. So, ito yung apical surface niya. Ito siya. Okay. So, this outer wall of your intestine is considered as squamous. Itong part na to. Squamous siya. And nakaturo po dito yung kanyang mga nuclei. Okay? Sila yung mga visible structures once na squamous yung epithelium natin. Ito po. And this is one of the types. So, ito po makikita nyo, class. So, meron siyang hati. This is the basement membrane. Ito, makikita nyo. Basement membrane. And this is the squamous. So, wala siyang any border. Nyo makita yung border niya. At ito naman, class, is the lining of your inner cornea. Inner cornea. Cornea is part of your eye. Okay. Ang tawag din dito, class, or vasculature or the cornea. Okay, vasculature, cornea. Tawag din daw po dito ay endothelium. Okay. So, tandaan po natin ha, endothelium. Ito yung tawag diyan sa lining ng inyong simple squamous epithelium na nasa inyong vasculature or your cornea is also called endothelium. Okay? Then, kapag daw maramihan or malakihan, ang tawag naman daw po doon sa malakihang body cavity ay mesothelium. So, for example, yung mesothelium na yan, class, maano natin yan when it comes to respiratory system. Kasi diba, the respiratory system is also a body cavity. Okay, so mesothelium, yun yung pinaka-lining ng inyong body cavity. Stomach also has the mesothelium. Okay. And lubricant film called serous fluids. So class, tandaan po natin na itong mga cornea natin sa mata, kaya siya nagluluha. Okay? Pag hindi kasi yan moist, okay? Hindi siya moist class. Yung mata natin, syempre magsa-stuck. Hindi natin makikita sa taas, hindi natin makikita sa baba. So, stuck siya. Okay? Magiging ano nun, para maging lubrication o lubricant ng ating mata o iba na naman naisip nyo sa lubricant, no? So, naisip nyo sa lubricant yung alin? Yung grasa ng sasakyan. O, diba? So, lubricant. So, ibig sabihin ay pampadulas. No? Pampadulas. So, ang tawag doon sa pampadulas dito sa inyong cornea ay serous fluid. Okay? We will tackle more of the serous fluid later. Okay? Hindi siya serious ha, serous fluid. Okay? Yun yung makukuha mo sa test kapag hindi ka nag-aral. Serous. Okay, serous. So, anong ginagawa nitong simple squamous epithelium? Ito po yung mga function niya sa ilalim class. Please take note. Simple squamous epithelium, syempre for movement. Okay. So, ito po, yan. Syempre, lining siya class A, lining. So, ibig sabihin, itong mga fluids na nasa dito, sa part na to ng tubule na yan, that was move, it helps the molecules to move. Okay. Then, transport. Dito rin sa epithelium na to, sa loop of Henle, lilipat yung mga hindi mo kailangan sa loob. Nilipat naman yung mga kailangan mo, o yung mga hindi mo kailangan sa dito, sa tubes. And then, yung mga kailangan mo, lilipat naman niya sa capillary. Okay? Then, secretion. Like here kanina, no? More on secretion yung secretion ng serous fluids ang ginagawa niya. Okay? Again, for the mesothelium or the endothelium. Okay, next sa ating mga simple class is the simple cuboidal. So, makikita nyo po, ayan, class O, artist visualization, the epithelium is this one. So, makikita nyo pa siyang mga nor pork cubes, nor chicken cubes na itsurang epithelium. Then, we have also the basement membrane and the lamina propria. So, here, class, so makikita nyo po, itong nandito sa taas, and itong dito sa baba, these are cuboidal. Okay? So, again, apical surface. Nasaan po ang apical surface? Ito po. Itong mismong tubule na to, itong mismong linya na to, o itong blank space na to, this is already the tubule or the apical space of your of this um organ. So ito po 'yun, apical surface niya. So, if ever na um tandaan natin, once na nag-define tayo ng epithelium, nasa ng apical surface. So, ito po ang apical surface, itong taas. Ito rin yung apical surface ng baba. So, itong free space na to, this is the apical surface. Kung ito po ay tinatawag natin na apical surface, this is also called a tubule. Okay, so for the 4-13 letter A, this is an example of your renal collecting tubule. Okay. So again, kanina, roof of Henle. 'Di ba? Loop of Henle yung nandoon sa kabilang slide sa squamous. Ito naman class, this is your cuboidal. So ayan makikita niyo po oh, ang tataba nila, more on wider sila instead na taller. Okay? So the same process class nung ginagawa nung inyo, okay, ginagawa ng inyong squamous, ang ginagawa nito, okay, ng itong part na to ng renal collecting tubules. Also, kaya daw pala din siya wider than taller dahil ang mga mitochondrion niya and other organelles have a high level of active transport towards the epithelium. Okay, so maraming mitochondrion yan. Kaya daw pala siya wider than taller. Okay? Kasi yung thickness niya, maraming mitochondrion sa loob. Okay? Maraming mito sa loob niya, class. Okay? So, one mechanism na ginagawa nitong mga cuboidal ninyo ay active transport. Active transport means it transports nutrients from this tubule across the cells going to capillaries. Exchange of materials. Pero bago sila makapasok, bago sila diffuse or bago sila makapunta doon sa capillary or capillary going to the tubule, kailangan nila muna ng energy wise. They are very large. Okay, ammonia itself is very large. Okay, so bago na makapasok yan dyan sa tubules na yan, kailangan nila munang magkaroon ng energy para pumasok. Okay, so this type of cells needs ATP or energy from the mitochondrion for them to get the items, the molecules that they need to transport. Okay? That's why ito po, part ng inyong cuboidal is active transport. Aside from that, another type of transport is diffusion. Diffusion class, ibig sabihin po nun, it can just go from one place to another. Okay. Meron tayong active transport or active diffusion, inactive diffusion. Okay. So, ang nangyayari doon class, kapag sinabi natin active diffusion, kailangan niya ng active transport, kailangan niya ng ATP. Pag diffusion normally or inactive diffusion or inactive exchange of materials, walang kailangan na ATP. So, it's just sipping off from here, this tubule going to inside of this cell. Papasok lang sila. Then, punta na sila sa capillaries. Ganun po siya. Kaya siya nagkakaroon class ng exchange of materials. Okay. From capillaries, these capillaries going to the tubule, going to this tubule. From capillaries going to the cells, transcytosis ang tawag po doon. Transcytosis, pasok from the capillaries going to this epithelium, 'di ba? The tight junctions will open for them to go out of this tubule. Okay? So, bago naman makapasok, pabalik ng capillaries ang mga materials na yan, they need to also go to the tight junctions, then saka sila ilalabas ng basement membrane papunta sa mga capillary na yan. Intindihan? Okay. So, here naman po is a thyroid follicle. So, in the later times, we will discuss the lymphatic system. Part ng thyroid ninyo, part ng endocrine, actually endocrine pala to. Part ng inyong endocrine system is their thyroid follicle. Okay? Siya yung basic unit ng inyong thyroid gland. Okay? So, your thyroid gland performs function in secretion. So, ito po, secretion, okay, of hormones. So, dyan sa mga maliliit na mga things na yan, okay, nasa ang apical surface dito, ayan po, yung mga bilog sa taas. Then, itong mga spaces dito, yan ang apical surface niya. So, if you're going to see it, that this is the apical surface. Then, yung mga borders niya, ito po. Okay, mga borders niya. Okay, yan. Hindi natin siya makita dito sa pero in your book, makita nyo yan. Na yung mga bilog-bilog na yan, that is already your cuboidal. Okay, cuboidal, simple cuboidal epithelium. So, from that, magsisecrete sila ng mga itong mga galing dito sa space na to. Isisecrete nila yan palabas, yung mga hormones. Okay, then they will be the ones to act. Okay, kaya yung mga mood swings ninyo, yung ah, mga pagkakamalimuting ninyo, kung bakit kayo lumalaki, bakit kayo lumiliit, may kinalaman yun sa ating mga hormones. And we will tackle those hormones by the times that we are going to your endocrine system. Okay? Wala mo na yun. Pero ngayon, ang kailangan nilang tandaan is that itong mga thyroid follicle na to, ang parte niya, ang pinaka-lining niya, or secretion, ginagawa niya is simple cuboidal. Dito naman po sa C, itong maliliit na to class, yan, sa taas, yung pink, na parang layer of matatangkad na tao, yan, yan, parang ant sila class na nag mamarcha. These are your cuboidal epithelium. Okay. Ang tawag naman sa kanila ay mesothelium. Okay? And the thick mesothelium, ito po, of your ovary, covering an ovary. So this is your mesothelium. Yun ang tawag sa kanya, mesothelium. Okay. So covering, again, active transport and diffusion, secretion and covering are the four main functions of your simple cuboidal epithelium. Okay, class, for the next part of your epithelium or next type of your epithelium is your simple columnar epithelium. So class, simple columnar epithelium, kung mapapansin nyo nga po, they are more taller than they are wider. And hindi na sila flat. Okay, this is the artist visualization of the simple columnar epithelium. So makita niyo po class, still in the lamina propria may mga connective tissues, may capillaries. Then this is the basement membrane, the thick black item here. And this is the main epithelium. Matatangkad sila. Then this terminal bars class, they are what we call the complex of tight and adherent junctions. So, yung mga matataas na part or pinaka-boundary sa taas nila, those are your tight and adherent junctions na magkakasama. Okay. So, itong mga to or the simple columnar epithelium may or may not have the cilia. Okay. Some of them have the microvilli. Okay. Microvilli are aiding in absorption. Cilias naman class, they are aiding in brushing off substances out of the organ or out of the body. Okay? So again, yung ating mga simple columnar epithelium can have cilia, pwedeng hindi rin, pwedeng wala. Pwede rin silang may microvilli, pwedeng wala. Okay? So ang mga major na ginagawa po nito ay absorption and secretion. So ano po yung ginagawa nito? So again, yung kanina, kung kanina we have the tubules, ito namang ducts or collecting ducts of your renal or your kidneys, they are lined naman by your simple columnar epithelium. Kung kanina, they are cuboidal, ito, they are columnar. They are more longer than they are wider. So, mapapansin nyo po, absorption yung pinaka kailangan niya or pinaka ginagawa po niya. So, inaabsorb naman dito sa mga ducts na to yung mga kailangan pa ng katawan. So, this duct also, renal collecting duct, is also the end game, end stage of your urine production. So, yung mga collecting ducts na yan, class, sila yung mga nagde-determine kung ano kadami yung volume ng ihi mo. Okay. So, kung marami yung ihi mo, because of them. Okay. Kasi because maybe you have impaired in water o sobrang dami mong water na kailangan mong ilabas. Okay. Kaya sobrang daming solutes like sodium, potassium, ammonia, okay, na kailangan mong ilabas. Kaya siya madami. Okay. Kaya this is the end stage of your renal urine production. Okay. You will encounter this, baka ma-encounter natin siya sa urinary system. Kung hindi po, you will encounter this in your analysis of urine and body fluids. Okay, AUBF. When you go after your battery exam in your third year. Okay, kasi part po siya ng ating board exam. Okay. Next is the oviduct lining. So class, this is the oviduct lining. Ito po. So ito makikita nyo sa bandang taas na to. This is their simple columnar epithelium. Kung makikita nyo sa pinakataas in the apical surface, there is hair-like substances or hair-like mechanisms sa taas. Di lang dito kita. Pero ito yan, so yun know, dito. Yan, yan. Yung hair-like substance na yan, that was called your microvilli or your cilia. Okay. So cilia, pero dito class in this you have your cilia. Okay. Yung mga cilia na yan, mainly responsible to the movement of the oocytes. So oocytes are um egg cells from the ovaries going to your tubes. Okay? Going to the tubes. So from the ovary going to the tubes, ito yung oviduct lining natin. So ito po yung responsible, yung mga cilia na yan, responsible to the movement of the oocytes to your tubes. Then, lining of the gallbladder is the C. So gallbladder class is one of the accessory organs of your digestive system na tumutulong sa atin to digest digest the food. They secretes the bile na kailangan natin. Okay? So, ito po yung, sa Tagalog ata, the gallbladder is your apdo. Okay, so apdo ata siya, if not mistaken. This is your apdo. Okay, so di ba sa isda, pag yung apdo ay napuputok, mapait. Yes, the bile also is mapait, bitter siya. Okay. So ang naglalaman nun is this gallbladder. So ang lining po ng inyong apdo, gallbladder is this one. Okay, columnar. Okay. So anong sinisikret niya, class? They are secreting bile. Okay. Lining of your gallbladder is secreting bile. Okay, used for digestion. So, ano yung mga functions ng inyong simple columnar? Absorption and secretion. Maliban pa sa they are also lining. Okay, wag pong kakalimutan. Again, this is lining epithelia, so need natin palagi yung lining. Okay, last one, and one of the specialized cells is your pseudostratified epithelium. Okay, so pseudostratified epithelium, class, di ba pinapatandaan ko sa inyo na fake stratified siya. Why? If you're going to see this artist visualization, di ba may mga terminal bars din siya, may mga cilia siya. They also have this epithelial cell, ito po. However, may mga nadagdag na parts. Maliban sa lamina propria and the basement membrane, we also have this basal cell. Basal cell, ibig sabihin nun, cells na nakalagay sa inyong basement membrane. Okay, ulit ha. Cells na nakalagay or epithelial cells na nakalagay sa inyong basement membrane. Because they are what we call the goblet cells. Goblet cells are specialized cells na naglalabas ng mucus. Okay, mucus are substances na for covering, okay, na binabrush off naman ng ating cilia. Ito cilia. So here, if you're going to see here in the bottom picture of figure for the 17, makita nyo po na, ito nga, columnar siya, columnar. Pero, yung mga cells niya sa ilalim, konektado lang dito. Nagtatouch sila sa basal lamina. Okay. Touch sila sa basal lamina. Ayan sila. Pero itong baba, itong part na to, hindi po sila nagtatouch dun sa apical surface. Okay. Hindi sila nagtatouch dun sa apical surface nyo. So, they are called the basal cells. Okay. Then, may mga cilia sa taas. Those pink parts are the terminal bars. Okay. Yung mga pink na yan. And this, okay, sacs, parang compartments, are called your goblet cells. Okay. So, more on the goblet cells later. Okay. May mga ganap pa yan later, si goblet cells. So, ito po ang magko-complete sa set ng ating mga simple epithelium. Again, simple epithelium siya. So, kanina, di ba, sinawag ko lang siya na specified cells because they are a bit unique from the cells that we tackled from simple squamous, simple epithelial, and simple cuboidal. Okay, squamous, epithelial, and columnar and cuboidal. Tingnan mo nga naman siya, mukha siyang columnar pero iba-iba yung tangkad niya. Okay, they are irregular because of these sacs called the goblet cells. Okay. So, yan. Bakit sila kailangan yan? Because they secrete the mucus. Mucus is also used for their covering. So again, secretion of mucus and lining pa rin sila. So they are the lining of nasal cavity, so yung mga ilong natin, kung bakit sa minsan basa, because of mucus. Nasal sinuses, auditory tube, so kapag di ba pag naglilinis tayo ng tenga gamit yung cotton buds, makikita ninyo na ay may yellow part. So that is mucus. Those are covering. Bakit po kailangan ng mucus na ating tenga? Kasi once na natutulog tayo, pwede tayong pasukan ng mga maliliit na organism like daga tuloy, langgam, 'di ba? So, parang hindi tumuloy yung langgam sa ating loob ng eardrum na kakapture na sila ng mga mucus. Okay. Pharynx, para manatiling basa ang ating lalamunan. Trachea, yung sa loob ng ano natin, and also bronchi. Okay. Those are still made up of pseudostratified columnar epithelium with some cilia. Okay, additional cilia. Okay. Since we are already done with our simple, let us go now to our stratified. So, class, dito sa picture 4-15, makikita ninyo that pinagsama-sama na nung author ng libro yung lahat ng stratified na alam niya. Okay? So, makikita niyo lang po dito that in the artist visualization, yung lamina propria, okay, lamina propria and the basement membrane are still there. Pero kung mapapansin niyo po dito, may mga parts na columnar siya, may mga parts na cuboidal siya, may mga parts na squamous siya. Because it can happen, class. It can happen na may mga times na, ay, wait, hindi lang to cuboidal. Baka meron din siyang columnar, meron din siyang squamous. Okay? So, here, ang pag-aaralan lang natin, class, more likely kasi, may wala namang ganun na columnar, then biglang cuboidal, then squamous. Hindi po. Normally, kung ano lang din, kung simple squamous lang din siya, squamous lang din siya. Epithelium, kunyari nito, artist visualization lang to, class. So, sabihin, pwedeng matatangkad yung mga anto until dulo, pwedeng cuboidal naman sila, pwedeng squamous sila. Okay, hindi po siya totoo na kailangan hiwa-hiwalay na ganito. No, they are visualization only. So, ang point lang dito, pwedeng ganyan yung layers ng epithelium na matitingnan natin. Okay? So, this is the real thing, class. Okay? So, mapapansin nyo po, ito yung pinaka-apical surface. Okay? Ito yung unang layer. Ito yung pangalawang layer sa baba. Okay? And this letter A is your skin, class. Okay? Is your skin. In doing squamous, class, in doing squamous, so this A, this B, and this C is your squamous epithelium. Okay? These are your um stratified squamous epithelium. Aside from those, you need to distinguish which of them have this what we call keratin. Okay. Again, yung keratin, class, 'di ba, napag-usapan na natin siya sa desmosomes. They are the proteins that help to form your desmosomes to become stronger. So here, class, keratin in your skin, okay, helps naman for covering, okay, and to form your hair, your nails, and the outer layer of your skin. Okay? Kaya 'di ba sa shampoo, nilalagyan nila sana may keratin para daw hindi maiwasan yung hair fall. Okay? Because the keratin helps to form your hair. Siyempre, pag marami ka ng hair, kulang ka lang na, hindi ka, mag-aano ka ng hair fall. Okay? Na maiiwasan mo yung hair fall. So, here, the keratin also functions to support. Yan, support. Kaya nga di ba meron siya sa desmosomes because they are ones to support the intermediate filaments of your desmosomes. And keep the nails and the skin healthy. Okay? So, ang gagawin nila, para maging healthy yung mga skin mo, moist or dry, or uh, para maprotektahan nila yung skin natin, hindi pasukin na kung ano-ano man, they have this keratin. Okay? They also heal wounds, class. The keratin also heal wounds. Okay? Pero dito, kung mapapansin nyo po, ang pinakanilagay ko lang na function ng squamous, stratified squamous, ay covering. Okay? Covering lang talaga sa class ng inyong mga organs. Okay? So, the only keratinized, okay, squamous in our body is your skin. Okay? This keratin, so if they are keratinized, ano na pinakatawag sa kanila? The skin is already called as your keratinized, stratified squamous epithelium. Ulit, their skin, anong klaseng epithelium meron siya? Keratinized, stratified, squamous epithelium. Okay? So, in your B and your C, they're also stratified. So, squamous pa rin yung mga yan, class. So, ito yung basal, ito yung ito yung unang layer, pangalawang layer, pangatlong layer, pang-apat na layer, and so on, hanggang sa makarating dito sa inyong apical surface, no? So, this is squamous pa rin siya. Okay? However, sa pinakataas niya, kung itong pinkish na to ay keratin, ito makita nyo, class, that this part is no longer having keratin. Nawala na yung mga parang labo-labong hair na yan. So, hindi na siya dito. So, malinis na yung apical surface nitong pangalawang picture. Or your esophageal lining. Okay? So, dahil ang keratin will help our skin to keep them healthy and to heal wounds, walang keratin dito, class. So, the function of this non-keratinized epithelium is to stay moist. Stay nating basa. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, di ba kapag ang skin natin, nilagyan natin ng tuwalya, natutuyo. Okay? Dahil nga meron siyang covering na water repellent keratin. However, dito po sa inyong mga esophageal lining, esophagus, hindi natin siya kailangan ng keratin. Okay? Hindi natin siya kailangan ng keratin. Kasi nga, those keratin is keeping the organs dry. Eh, hindi natin kailangan, class, ng dry na esophageal lining. Bakit? Kasi po, kumakain po tayo. No? Dahil kumakain tayo, class, need natin na basa yung ating mga dadaanan ng pagkain. So, hindi siya part na, kaya hindi siya keratinized. Also, with your cornea, class, di ba yung ating mata, minsan, pag nagda-dry, nahihirapan tayo. Okay, so they are non-keratinized pa din. Kasi nga, the keratin will make them dry. Okay? And these functions of the non-keratinized also for as a covering. Okay? They are type of epithelium that serves as the protective layer, secretory organs, and protect layer din ng skin natin. Okay? So, yun yung ginagawa nitong ating mga stratified squamous epithelium. Okay? So, again, class, the only keratinized in our body, if I'm not mistaken, is still the skin. Okay? Then, ito naman sa baba, itong mukhang 8 na to, this is your cuboidal, yes, stratified cuboidal epithelium or your sweat glands. Okay? Itong sweat glands natin, they are cuboidal. Okay? They are cuboidal. So, ano ginagawa ng mga yan? Guys, the cuboidal and columnar are rare in the human body. Pero, itong sweat glands natin is displaying stratified cuboidal. Okay? They are protective layer, secretory layer, and at the same time, yung iba sa kanila, protection layer. Secretion. Protection, secretion, and, sorry, hindi ko nalagay, absorption layer. Sorry po, hindi ko nalagay. Absorption layer. Okay. So again, squamous, more likely for covering, columnar and cuboidal, protective layer, secretory, and absorption layers. Okay, class, ito naman yung kukumpleto sa ating mga stratified epithelium. This is the transitional epithelium or your urothelium. So, kanina, pinapatandaan ko lang sa inyo that your urothelium is the epithelium of your urinary tract. Kaya siya urothelium. Urinary tract, urinary epithelium. Okay. So, here in your transitional epithelium, they are classified technically as stratified. Okay. So, is your transitional epithelium can be simple? No. Okay? Malamang sa alamang, they are classified as technical stratified. Okay? Stratified sila. Okay, so kung mapapansin po ninyo, imbis na basal cells yung nakalagay, basal epithelium. Because the base of this epithelium should be, ano, should be tuloy kompleto. Kompleto class. Hindi yung, wala siyang goblet cells na nag-i-intrude dun sa pagtubo ng inyong basal cells. Okay? So, kaya siya transitional epithelium or stratified because itong baba, okay, kompleto siya. Kung matangkad siya all throughout. Kung maliit siya all throughout. Okay? Isa din sa dahilan kung bakit po siya um, stratified is because of the surface epithelium that they have or the umbrella cells. Okay? Yung umbrella cells na yan ay specialized cells, domed and surrounded cells dahil yung kanilang membrane ng cells na yan can withstand the hypertonic or probably cytotoxic effects of the urine. Okay. Hypertonic po, more on maraming substance. Okay. Sobrang daming substance. Okay. Kung mapapansin nyo, ang hypertonic class is kunyari um, yung experiment dati na um, pasta. So, example, yung pasta. 'Di ba? Sa pasta, kapag nilagay mo siya sa water, more likely, ang mangyayari, yung water papasok sa kanya, mamamaga. Okay? So, ganun din po yung ginagawa nitong, nitong surface epithelium ng umbrella cells. Yung ating kasing urine, masyadong maraming acid. So, baka pumasok. So, mamamaga yung parte na to ng, natin. Okay? So, itong surface umbrellas na to, or umbrella cells, hindi niya pinapayagan yung pagmaga ng ating urinary tract. Okay? Siya yung nagpoprotekta, sa sobrang laki nila, sila yung nagpoprotekta sa ating inner part. Okay? That is why, class, sa kidneys pa lang, nagkakaroon ng exchange of materials. Okay? Dito kasi sa transitional epithelium, wala nang exchange of materials dito. More on, storage na siya ng ihi. Okay? More on storage na siya ng ihi. So, kaya siya nadidistant, kaya din siya specialized class or hindi siya part ng any ng any squamous, kaya siya specialized or meron siyang sarili. It's because it is allowing the walls of our urothelium, itong part na to, para mag-extend. Okay? Ano yung distend? Pwede siyang maging columnar to squamous. Pwede siyang maging cuboidal to squamous. Okay? Depende kung gaano kadami yung ihim mo. Okay? Kaya siya yung, di ba, paano yung napasok sa, natin, sa pantog natin, no? Di ba, ihi tayo, pagdating ng umaga, ang dami. Pero pagdating ng hapon, ang konti lang. Di ba? Because of this cells, transitional epithelium. No? Kaya sila dumadami kasi nag-expand because of this transitional epithelium. Okay. Yun. Okay, class. So, this is table 4-3. So, pakilagyan po ng highlight. Pakilagyan din ng star. Importante po itong table na to dahil kung nakalimutan nyo na kung ano yung mga pinagsasabi ko sa mga unang slides, ito po yung pinaka-summary niya. Naka-table siya. So again, simple, one layer of cells. We have the squamous, cuboidal, and columnar. Then, the samples of distribution, kung saan mo makikita, ito po siya. So kanina, lining of the vessels, cavities, pericardium, pleura, peritoneum, also called as mesothelium. Then, ang main function po niyan ay ito, movement, active transport, and secretion. Pinocytosis class, we will discuss this later. Okay, may separate topic yan, si pinocytosis or pinocytosis. Next is cuboidal naman, ayan, covering ng ovary, thyroids, covering and secretion. Columnar, again, lining of the intestines and the bladder, protection. Lubrication class, it means that it stays the organ that wet. Okay, wet. Mampadulas. Okay. Kaya isang example ng columnar ang ating cornea. Okay. Then absorption and secretion. Next stratified naman class is the squamous keratinized. Again, epidermis lang siya. So part lang siya ng skin. Diba sabi sa inyo kanina, dry. Makes our skin dry. Protection and prevents water loss. Okay. Then squamous non-keratinized class, moist naman siya, kailangan palaging basa. Protection, secretion, and prevents water loss. Cuboidal, so ito, hindi natin siya masyadong na kanina na masyadong na mention na merong stratified cuboidal and columnar. Koonti nga lang sila. So cuboidal, sweat glands and ovarian follicles, protection and secretion. Yung transitional nga, bladder, ureter, and renal calyces, pretension and distensibility. Then columnar, conjunctiva yung sa mata, then protection. Then pseudostratified nga po, okay, part siya ng simple columnar, pero simple, hindi siya nilagay lang sa simple kasi meron nga siyang specialized. Not all cells adhere to the basal lamina or not all cells are reaching the all cells are reaching the basal lamina but not all cells are reaching the apical surface. So, lining the trachea, bronchi, nasal cavity, and protection secretion, cilia-mediated transport of particles trapped in mucus out of the air passages. Okay. So again, table 4-3 class, please take note. Okay, we are now down to the next topic. So kung may questions po kayo, balikan nyo na lang yung video for the other epithelium. Okay. Or kaya sa pag nag face-to-face classes na lang tayo. Okay, nagkita tayo, meeting. So here is the secretory epithelia and glands. So again, class, tapos na tayo sa mga covering. Ngayon naman, ang pag-uusapan natin puro secretion. Okay? Secretion, yung pag-act ng mga cells to a certain organ. So, ang primary na pag-uusapan natin sa mga secretory epithelia ay yung mga glands. Okay? So, yung mga glands, class, merong diba, ibang klase ng glands. We have the exocrine and we have the endocrine. Class, yung endocrine system, we have them separated. Okay? Pero bibigyan ko lang kayo ng gist kung ano ba sila. Okay? Introduction. So, aside from being the lining and covering of the organs, epithelial tissues also do some secretory function. So, again, glands are specialized. Okay? Glands. Specialized organ-like structure used for secretion. Okay? And exocrine class are glands. Ang natandaan nyo lang dito, they are connected. Okay? So, yun lang po yung pinakatandaan nyo. So, pag exocrine gland yan, connected yan kung nasaan man yung organ na kailangan nilang i-act o um, kailangan nilang gawan ng aksyon. Okay? However, for the endocrine, kailangan nilang tumuhingi ng tulong sa vessels. Bakit po? Kasi, yung mga endocrine na yan, they have what we call hormones. Yung mga hormones natin, madalas yan na kukuha natin sa brain. Okay? May mga hormones tayo dyan like your pituitary glands, like your hypothalamus. They are produced and stored in our brain. Pero ang mga pinupuntahan nila, mga bones, mga muscles. So, hindi naman natin pwedeng magkaroon ng maraming hypothalamus or maraming pituitary glands sa ating mga katawan, no? So, ang ginawa uh, ng creator is for us to have one gland. And that gland will do active transport to the neighboring vessels or neighboring capillaries, arteries, or veins so that they can go to the circulation and then once they reach their target organs, guys, may mga transmitters po yan, no? Pag-aaralan natin sila na the next few days. May mga transmitters sila na, uy, dito pala ako pupunta. So, papasok siya doon. Okay? Yun para mag-act out siya. Okay? Kasi more on, ang ginagawa nitong mga endocrine, pang matagalan. No, class? Pang matagalan sila. Hindi sila yung basta-basta lang na, ay, mag-aak ako dito, no. Pang matagalan yung mga act nila. Okay. So, all you need to know for the exocrine, they are connected to their basal epithelia or main epithelium. And endocrine, they need vessels for them to act out on a certain organ. Okay, next is the figure 4-19. So class ito po, pinapakita dito kung ano yung pinakaiba ng formation ng inyong mga covering epithelia or glands. So kung kanina, puro ganito lang yung pinag-uusapan natin, epithelium, basal lamina, and the connective tissue or basal membrane and the connective tissue. Dito po sa glands, they have this what we call um, secretory portion, active secretory portion, and some of them, ganito yung itsura. Okay? Para mailabas nila yung kailangan nilang ilabas. Okay? So, here, from this normal epithelium, ang gagawin ng cells during your fetal development, magpro-proliferate sila. Proliferate class means dadami sila. Okay? Uh, actively dadami sila. So, parang ano sila, mitosis pababa ng inyong underlying tissue or your lamina propria. Okay, your lamina propria. So, sa pagbaba nila, okay, sometimes they are having this opening, okay, called the ducts, and they have disappearing their ducts. So, kaya kanina class, ang pinaka pinatatandaan ko sa inyo, kapag exocrine, connected siya sa organ na kung ano man yung pupuntahan niya. Okay? Sabihin, dyan lang meron nun. Okay? Pero kapag endocrine, they are separated from their mother epithelia. Okay? So, for example, ito. This is an exocrine duct. Okay? So, kunyari, ang naman yan ay sweat glands. Example lang naman. Sweat glands, exocrine. Diba? Kasi yung mga sweat, napaproduce dito sa secretory portion, ang lalabasan nila syempre is the skin. Okay? Lalabasan nila is your skin. So, doon lang sa skin merong exocrine gland na sweat gland. Walang exocrine gland or walang sweat gland sa inyong chan. Walang sweat gland sa inyong brain. Sa skin lang. Kaya siya nandoon. Kaya siya exocrine. Okay? In your endocrine naman, nawawala na yung duct cells. So, nangyayari, nakukulong siya inside your connective tissue. Okay? So, it can be irregular. Ito po, yung katulad nito. So, hindi siya compact. So, meron dito sa taas, meron dito sa baba. Okay? One example of that arrangement is your parathyroid gland and your thyroid gland. Okay? Meron silang isthmus bridge na ano sila. So, hindi sila ganun ka compact or magkasama in just kasi ang inyong thymus class, inyong thyroid glands, nasa likod sila ng inyong trachea. So, dahil nasa likod sila ng trachea nyo, hindi siya basta parang bilog lang. Nag-ano sila, parang bow tie. Ganun yung itsura niya. Okay. Kaya that was also irregular cord. Ayan po, katulad nito. May iba naman na katulad nito na bilog lang siya. So, ito yung pinakabuo. Then, sa kanya, ilalabas sa mga secretories yung itong kanyang hormone. Okay. Rounded naman ang tawag dyan. Okay, third to the last slide class of this part. Medyo matagal na tayo. So, figure 4-20 is the general structure of your exocrine gland. So, ito class, medyo mahirap siya talagang intindihin, pero we will make it more simple. So, unahin muna natin ito. So, ito yung normal na itsura ng ating glands. So, meron siyang sinus o yung secretory portion. Sa loob nun, yung mga kailangan ng i-secrete ay nasa loob ng secretory vesicle. So, some chemicals will inform us, neurotransmitters will inform us, o mag-secrete ka na ng ganon. So, gagawin nito, mga sinus natin, ay uutusan yung mga secretory vesicles to go out of the cell. Diba? Vesicles our function is to go out of the cell. Okay, go out of the cell. Then, pupunta sila dito sa mga duct. Okay, yun yung parang connection from that from the organ. So, duct ito. Okay. Yan yung conducting portion nila o yung pupuntahan nila. Okay. Yung pinaka-tunnel na pupuntahan nila. Okay. So, with that one, ito yan, yung maliliit na red, those are what we call the secretory acini. Okay. Secretory acini. Collectively, di ba ito may acinus portion, may duct portion. Here, this one collectively is called a secretory acini. Okay. Here, class, maraming secretory acini is called parenchyma. Okay. So, secretory acini, they're called parenchyma. Okay. And the stroma class is the underlying connective tissues of your epithelial tissue. So, itong stroma, ang ginawa niya to help divide yung ating mga glands na to. Dahil yung ibang glands, guys, marami siyang functions. Okay? Marami siyang functions. So, ang ginawa nila, they form this specialized compartment, okay, called the stroma. Okay? Then, itong ducts, para makadaan siya, they made what they call the septum. Septum class is yung divider. Okay? Divider siya nung isang compartment ng parenchyma. Okay? Ng secretory acini. Okay? Acini. Okay? Parenchyma. So, isang part nun, so, para mahati siya, kailangan nyo ng septum. Panghahati. Then, yung covering naman po ng inyong septum, covering naman po ng compartment na yun, ay tinatawag natin na capsule. Okay, para siyang gamot, yung capsule. Yung labas, yun, capsule, tawag. Yung free space naman na pinaglalabasan or pinaglalagyan ng inyong mga parenchyma, okay, mga parenchyma ninyo, ay tinatawag natin na lobule. Okay? So, again, yung parenchyma na mga secretory acini, nakakati sila para sa mga ducts by the septum. So, yung pinaka-cover nun, yung isang bilog, isang buong bilog na to, this is called your capsule. Then, isang unit nitong ganito, isang room na to, okay, the room is what you call the lobule. Okay, yung room na yan, that is called the lobule. Okay, then, damihan mo yung mga lobules na yan, okay, from that main duct, okay, that is called the lobe. Yan. Diba ito yung main duct? Ito yung septum. Ayan. So, itong mga items na to, itong mga magkakatabi na to, separating the upper part to the lower part, itong collective na to, na buo na to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lobules, they are called lobe. Okay? Lobe sila. So, ito sa kabila, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, apat na lobules, merong isa sa isang lobe. Dito naman, 1, 2, 3. Tatlong lobules sa isang lobe. Ito, 1, 2, 3. Tatlong lobules sa isang lobe. Okay. Then, the duct. This is the main duct. Okay. Main duct ng gland na to. Ito yung pinaka-exit ng duct. Okay. Those casks can also be seen in your endocrine glands. May mga ganyan ding endocrine glands na madami siyang structure. Okay. Okay, second to the last slide. This is the secretory epithelia and glands. So, yung mga exocrine glands natin, guys, can be simple or compound, tubular or acinar or blanched. Again, class, once na sinabing simple, as in, yung ano yung itsura kanina, 'di ba, duct, tapos may acinus, okay? So, yun lang po yun. Wala na kayong kailangan tandaan. Yun lang siya. Okay? Normally, pag simple, matic, asinus na agad yung pinakailalim. Okay? Wala silang ducts. Minsan, may maliit silang duct, minsan wala. Okay? And, simple, madalas yan, walang branching. So, mamaya meron tayong figure sa kabilang slide. Tubular and acinar and branched. Okay? Okay, class. So, this is the last slide for this part. So, meron pa po tayong part 3 ha. Wag po kayong mawawala. So, again, table 4-4. So, lagyan po ng highlight, lagyan ng star. Okay. Figure 4-4 or table 4-4 simplifies what we need to know about the exocrine glands. Exocrine glands to guys ha, makakalimutan. Exocrine glands. So again, simple, hindi sila nagbabranch. Ibig sabihin ho nun, even though na yung tsura nito is branched, yung duct nila, okay, yung pinaka main duct nila, okay, ay hindi marami. Okay, hindi marami, isa lang. Okay. Yung duct nila hindi nagba-branch out pa sa kung saan-saan, hindi parang puno. Okay, yan lang siya. So, example, this is one. This is simple. So, ayan po siya. Tsurang ganyan. Branched, pero tubular po. Tubular class is parang siyang straight lang. Okay, coiled tubular naman, straight lang din siya. Ganyan po. Acinar or alveolar, sac-like. Yun ang tatandaan nyo. Rounded, sac-like. Then, branch acinar. Yan. Those are the simple glands. So, class, please take note of the features. So, pag elongated secretory portion, duct usually short or absent. That was tubular. Simple. Okay. Simple tubular. Okay. You also have the branch tubular. Ayan po siya. Coiled tubular. Okay. So, ito guys, acinar yung tawag sa kanya, pero pwede siyang tawaging alveolar, pwede siyang tawaging simple acinar or simple alveolar. Okay. Dito, simple tubular lang talaga siya. Dito, acinar or simple alveolar, simple or alveolar lang. Yun po yung pinakaano niya. Okay, rounded sac-like secretory portion. Then branch acinar, ito po, isa lang yung labasan pero maraming sacs. Okay, sac. S-A-C. Diyan yung mga example niya. So please take note. Okay, kung wag niyo i-memorize class, take note niyo siya. Okay, isama niyo siya sa inyong pang-araw-araw na buhay. Okay. Next, compound glands naman. So, ducts from several secretory units converge into larger ducts. So, ito yung duct. Okay. Ito yung duct niya. Ito yung main duct niya. However, aside from this main duct, meron pa siyang another secondary ducts. Saka lang mapupunta dun sa mga tubes na to. Or sa acinized na to. So, feature nitong tubular is several elongated coiled secretory units and their ducts converge to form a larger duct. Okay? So, ito plus ito na tatluhan, this is tubular. Okay? So, madami sila. Madaming ganito. Ito kasi tatlo lang siya. Ito, 1, 2, 3, siyam siya. Okay? Kaya siya compound. Maraming ganito. Okay? Siyempre, acinar. This is a branch acinar class. No? Branch acinar siya. So, yung isang branch acinar, nagduktong-duktong siya to another 2 branch acinar para makapunta siya sa another duct. Okay, sa larger duct. Kaya siya tinawag na compound. May iba naman, katulad nito, na meron siyang tubular, meron din siyang acinar. Okay. Ducts of both tubular and acinar secretory units converge at larger ducts. Okay. So, ayan po. So, pwedeng branched, pwedeng acinar. Okay. Depende sa ano. So, ang most likely daw po na tubulo-acinar is your salivary glands. Okay, salivary glands. Yan po ang tubulo-acinar natin.